Everyone said Ukraine wouldn't last a week. Then an F-16 pilot did the impossible. When Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, experts around the globe expected the war in the air to end almost immediately. Moscow's overwhelming arsenal, more than 1,500 combat aircraft, advanced jamming systems, and powerful surface-to-air defenses seemed unstoppable. Ukraine, on the other hand, had fewer than 100 old Soviet-era jets. To most observers, it looked hopeless. But 3 years later, that certainty has crumbled. Russia still hasn't achieved control of Ukrainian airspace, and with the arrival of Western-supplied F-16 fighters, its problems have only grown. After months of negotiations, several NATO allies delivered F-16 Fighting Falcons to Ukraine. Despite being older models, these jets instantly changed the rhythm of the war. Ukrainian pilots, newly trained and highly motivated, began intercepting Russian missiles, drones, and aircraft, carving out temporary air corridors to support ground offensives. One mission stands out. In December 2024, during a massive Russian missile and drone barrage, a single Ukrainian F-16 pilot performed something no one in the aircraft's 40-year history had ever accomplished. Armed with just 4 air-to-air missiles, he destroyed 6 Russian cruise missiles in one sortie, and then did something even bolder. With all missiles spent and fuel running low, the pilot noticed another missile racing toward Kyiv. Instead of retreating, he lined up for a gun attack. Closing to within half a kilometer, he fired the M61 Vulcan cannon, a near-suicidal move since a detonation could easily destroy his jet. But his aim was flawless. He destroyed 2 cruise missiles flying in tandem, a feat never before achieved in real combat. For the first time, a Ukrainian pilot had used the F-16's cannon to take down live enemy missiles, something once thought impossible outside simulations. The F-16s Ukraine received weren't new. They were older, Block 15 and 20 variants that European nations were retiring in favor of the F-35. Yet these aircraft were upgraded before transfer, fitted with modern mission computers, targeting pods, and digital systems that brought them close to NATO's frontline standards. Compared to Ukraine's Soviet-built MiG-29s and Su-27s, the difference was staggering. Analog cockpits were replaced with full digital displays, NATO Link 16 data sharing, and advanced jamming systems like ESIPs and ALK-162. These changes turned outdated jets into deadly multi-role platforms. While Russia's top fighters still outmatched them in radar range, Ukraine's clever integration of Swedish radar aircraft and Western missile systems helped close the gap. In effect, Ukraine built a networked air defense grid, using shared radar data to guide AM-120 missiles from F-16s towards targets beyond their onboard radar reach. Ukraine's F-16s often carry mid-tier weapons, AIM-9L by M Sidewinders, and AIM-120C missiles, not the latest variants used by the US. Still, even these older systems outperform anything Ukraine previously had. The jets can also carry a vast range of precision munitions, like JDAMs, HARMs, and paveway bombs, giving them attack options against radar sites and ground targets. Helmet-mounted targeting systems let pilots lock and fire simply by looking at their targets, something no Soviet jet could do. Perhaps the most impressive feat isn't the aircraft, it's the people. Ukraine's pilots and ground crews had no established F-16 infrastructure or contractor support. They built their own maintenance processes, tactics, and air combat strategies on the fly. They've effectively turned agile combat employment, a U.S. Air Force concept of fighting from scattered, mobile airfields, into a daily survival routine. By constantly relocating, they've kept their jets flying despite repeated Russian missile strikes. After years of attacks, every one of Ukraine's main air bases remains operational, a statistic that astonishes Western observers. Every flight now means navigating an invisible battlefield of jamming and spoofing. Russian systems attempt to blind or confuse the F-16s on every sortie. Still, the aircraft's upgraded sensors and jammers allow Ukrainian pilots to push through, though they continue to request stronger electronic countermeasures from allies. Their missile disadvantage is real. Most Ukrainian F-16s carry weapons with shorter range than Russia's R-77s, forcing pilots to engage closer. That's why Ukraine mainly uses the jets for intercepting drones and cruise missiles, roles where speed, precision, and pilot skill matter more than radar power. Even with these limitations, the F-16s have completely reshaped Russia's behavior in the sky. Russian bombers now operate farther from Ukrainian airspace, their attacks less frequent, and far less accurate. The fear of interception has forced Moscow to keep its most advanced jets at a distance, handing Ukraine a psychological and tactical advantage. Ukraine's F-16s don't just protect, they strike. They've targeted command posts, supply depots, and air defense sites deep behind enemy lines, using precision weapons to cripple logistics and communications. Each success gives Ukraine's ground troops more freedom to move and fight. As NATO countries move to the F-35, dozens more F-16s are becoming available for transfer. Denmark, Belgium, and the Netherlands are already retiring theirs, freeing up spare parts, engines, and weapons, all of which Ukraine urgently needs. Even Turkey, one of the largest F-16 operators, may send older models as it upgrades to newer variants. The war has turned Ukraine into a real-world testing ground for modern air combat. Every sortie teaches new lessons about electronic warfare, dispersed operations, and mixed technology fleets. Ukrainian pilots, once expected to lose within days, are now rewriting modern air combat doctrine. From outdated Soviet planes to advanced Western fighters, Ukraine's transformation is one of the most extraordinary shifts in air warfare history. The F-16s have given Ukrainian pilots not just better machines, but the power to fight back, innovate, and dominate. This sky, once thought lost, now belongs to them, one mission at a time.